are there any special skills that a person would need to almost ensure that they would get on one of these reality TV shows?
You know what, Sean? I hate to say this, but the crazier your life is the more interested they are in you. So, and I say I hate to say that because there used to be a time where your talent was substance. I equate this to the music industry, something that we can both like really. There used to be a time when the music industry was all about substance. Can you sing? Can you dance? Are you a triple threat? They didn't really care about who you were as a person because they wanted to make you who they wanted you to be anyway. Nowadays, music industry is, we don't want to do A&R anymore. We don't want to we don't want to do publicity stunts and do things. We want you with social media and your whatever your platforms are. We want you to show the world who you are and create your base. That's the way reality TV is. It used to be substance and, oh my God, she can sing and we want to help her take her career to the next level. Now it's, she can sing, but she ain't trying to give up nothing. She can sing and she's beautiful, but she don't never have no boyfriend and there's never no personal shit going on. And it's not our job to make your career take off. It's your job to come here and give us enough quality, in-depth who you are to make a good television show. And if music and singing is part of that, then amazing, beautiful. But that's not going to be your sole purpose on this show, is that every time we see you on the scene, you're shooting a video, you're singing a record, you're getting $100 million in iTunes sales, because and never, ever giving us anything.
Do you think this same ideology of kind of the more interesting your life is, does that apply across all reality TV shows?
Yes, because you can go, Love and Hip Hop is music based. Yep. But even if you go and you go to, let's say you go to the Biggest Chef. There's another show called The Biggest Chef, and they're cooking. But and it's about food and it's about cooking, but these people have crazy things going on in their lives. Mm-hmm. Or if you go to $1 Million Listing, you're a real estate dude. I'm sure you've seen $1 Million Listing. It's all them dudes that go out there and they sell these big houses, but they want to go into the background. Oh, the reason that you're positioned in this real estate company is because your dad owned it. Oh, the reason that your position is this because you and your wife lumped up in you. So it's all up. So it becomes the major part of the show becomes the back burner for who you really are as a person. And that goes across all reality shows. If you come on here and you're a bartender, they want to see you bartend, of course. But they also want to see who you go home to, how many kids you got, how difficult it is for you to bartend with the life that you have created. I have 2 kids. I got to leave the house every night at 9 o'clock and go to the club. It's difficult for me. My baby father he sleeps all. That's the kind of difficulties they want to see. So the bartending takes a back seat to who you actually are as a person.
Got you. Say I'm blessed enough, I'm fortunate enough. Mm-hmm. I make it onto the show. Do I have any, and I mean any, negotiating power when it comes to those contracts? Or is it that so many people want to make it onto these shows, they give you, those contracts that you pretty much are giving them everything. If you decide, say you blow up here and I go on to another show, well, now they got a piece of that because they damn near made you on this show. Do you have any negotiating power whatsoever?
No. No. Quite no. See, things are getting different. So let me take that back. I'll give you an example. Cardi B was an example. Cardi B came on Love and Hip Hop, but she had already had a humongous online fan base. So they kind of didn't do the regular interview process for her. They were kind of recruiting her because of her online fan base and the skits that she was doing. And she was already a known commodity in New York. And they knew that she was going to be amazing television. So it was a lot different for her than if you're just a regular person, an artist that's coming on and you're trying to get your music out and you're just trying to look for a shot. You're just looking for the next shot. It's different. So I would say that 9.9% of the people, because there's only been one Cardi B, right?
Yep.
Those type of people have different leverage. It's all about who you are and how you come in, as opposed to the round out cast. So the cast will always have a couple of people. Candy Burgess on The Housewives was a known commodity in the music industry, and she was this and she was that. Then you have other women that were models 20, 30 years ago. So they kind of lost that status. So they don't have the same bargaining power as somebody who just wrote 3 #1 hits 2 months ago versus a woman who was modeling 30 years ago and wants to get back on TV because she's gotten cold and now she wants to turn it around, and this TV show can help her get back on top. So there's a difference. And then they have the regular person who is just an artist that's struggling, that has an amazing story. They don't have that power. They don't have any power. So there's levels to this. And then, of course, if you're Richie Dollaz, who came on with very little power because you came on as Olivia's manager, but over time, now they're following you. And then it was Erica Menen, and it was Johnny Blaze, and it was this, and it was that. Now you start getting your power through the years. So it's almost like any other job. If you come in and you had a great job before and they know who you are, they're going to offer you a big check. But if you come in and you just graduated from college and you really have no resume, then they're not going to offer you a big check. And that's kind of the way it is in this reality world.
Leads me to my next question. You just said, Richie Dollaz, over the years, you have progressed. If I come on to a show and I'm nobody, but I'm locked into a bad contract, is there room a few seasons down the road, a season or 2 down the road, to renegotiate if your stock climbs within that show? Or is it, hey, you signed on the dotted line, so you're bringing the ratings in, but you just got to eat what you signed 2-3 years ago?
It's just like any other kind of deal. If you come in, you have to know you be willing to say, y'all don't want to renegotiate. So y'all come in like, okay, let's just throw numbers out. So you come in and it's like, okay, you get $5,000 an episode. And you turn into somebody who's worth $30,000 an episode. They're not going to offer you that. They're not going to wake up one morning and be like, oh, Rich, we love you. We think we want to give you. You have to decide that I don't want to do this show. And understand that you're under contract to this show. So if you walk away from this show, probably means you've walked away from reality television because they own the rights to who you are. So you can't just say, oh, they don't want to give me no money. I blew up on Love and Hip Hop. Now I'm going to go down the block to Growing Up Hip Hop and I'm going to take their money. No, because you're locked into what's called cycles. Cycles are seasons. So until that season that you have committed to is over, you cannot come back on TV. If, in fact, you want to walk away. So if I go on Love and Hip Hop and my first contract was a 3-cycle contract, 3 seasons from now, I can't do any reality television until that 3rd season is officially over. And then I become a free agent again. So if I decide that I want to quit and I'm not getting the money and they're not going to try to help me and they're not going to come to the negotiating table, I have to be prepared to walk away. Or
go ahead.
Take shorts.
I love that you bring this up, Rich. I just for clarity for the audience, you're talking about cycles. Cycles equal seasons.
Correct.
Is it cycles that you, the talent, are on the show, or is it 3, let's just say 3 cycles? Is it 3 seasons that the show takes place? Meaning, if you did
3 seasons of the show.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just
3 cycles is 3.
Let me just get the question out.
Go ahead.
Say Rich Dollaz does the show. 1 season. That's 1 cycle. I don't like that I'm getting paid. I signed under duress. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm a big name within this establishment now. Y'all don't want to pay me no more. I'm going to sit this out. Is it you have to wait for the show and say you walk away for the show itself to have 2 more seasons? Or if you did choose to come back one day, then you're coming back into cycle 2 and cycle 3, even though 3, 4, 5 cycles have now passed in terms of the show itself, with or without you on it?
No, if you go and you say, I'm doing 3 cycles, you have to sit out for 3 cycles. So whether you're on that show or not, you have to sit out 3. Technically, essentially, you're sitting out 3 years. So it's a 3-year deal. If you do it 1 year and you sit out the next 2, then your contract is over when cycle 3, season 3 ends, now you've ended. Now you can go and do whatever you want to do.
Understood.
So that's the difficulty of it.
Great point, Rich.